TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
How can you find a reliable source of CBD products? Introducing Holistic Wellness Boutique, a revolutionary collection of CBD tinctures, CBD topicals, CBD edibles, CBD pet products, and other relevant CBD products that help you incorporate CBD into your everyday lifestyle. The best part? Through our special Radiant Transformations program, Dr. Alea Daniel, PharmD, a well-regarded wellness coach, licensed pharmacist, and the mind behind the idea of Holistic Wellness Boutique, will also introduce you to a healthier lifestyle through proper education, nutrition, and a thorough medication evaluation to make the most of our exemplary CBD products. If you are struggling with a chronic condition, we can help you discover how to live a more holistic lifestyle through wellness coaching and the proper selection of hemp-derived CBD products. Visit holisticwellnessboutique.com to schedule a consultation or order an audacious combination of hemp-derived CBD products that will rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit.
Listen, we are live. The Talk Show Kings are back, man. Y'all didn't know before. You're gonna learn today.
The thing about coronavirus is it doesn't care if you're black or white.
It doesn't.
It does not care if you're rich or poor. It does not exclude if you're a Republican or a Democrat.
I'm taking it as in it becoming a hostile environment.
I couldn't even go to the restroom. I would crawl to the restroom and hold the walls to not fall off of the restroom. I couldn't stand up to get in my bed because I seriously thought I was dying.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hey, man, look, it's your boy here, man, King Prime. I'm here with my other king, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead on and handle your business, man.
Hey, it's your boy ATL Doc coming at you from the west side of Atlanta. How you people doing? Thank y'all for joining us. We really appreciate you, and we got a number of love for you. If you didn't know before now,
you're gonna know
today.
You can bet it.
Hey, we want to give a shout out to King Lundy and to King
Trevor.
They couldn't be with us today. You know, both of them kind of doing their own thing for a moment. But, you know, they'll be back.
Yeah, but you know, hey, man, listen. What we're going to do today is, man, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into a subject that I find a little bit interesting.
A little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just tad of stench.
He was talking about one of the rioters that went to Washington from Georgia, came all the way back here in Alpharetta, and killed himself after being charged in the basement of his home in Alpharetta.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that trip was worth it. I'm just saying. Was going to Washington and rioting and running into the Capitol building only to get caught on camera and then coming all the way back and to kill yourself in the basement of your house where your wife had to discover you. I think that right there, that was just a cowardly way out, and that was selfish.
Bro, I find most of them to be cowards. Yeah. When there was a huge group of them, they were acting a complete fool. Like they didn't know they weren't supposed to be in the Capitol building. Like, you know, it's just okay to storm the Capitol of the U.S. But just like a bunch of hyenas or whatever, when there's one lion and you have a bunch of hyenas,
Yeah.
they'll attack him and bite him and all this kind of nonsense. But let 2, 3 more of them come.
Yeah.
When it's time for retribution, they scatter and act like the true cowards that they are.
Exactly.
I mean, and by no means am I saying that all Trump supporters or anything or all this, that, and the other. I'm saying the specific people who stormed the Capitol knew they were wrong. They can say whatever they want to say, but they knew the nonsense was wrong, and they did it anyway. And now that they're having to suffer the repercussion,
Yeah.
as in go to jail,
Yeah.
now they're all of a sudden, well, we didn't know Trump invited us, all this kind of nonsense. Trump did invite him, so I feel like he should be brought up on charges too. But
Yeah.
they knew it was wrong.
Yeah, but Trump being brought up on charges with something like that more than likely won't happen. You get me?
As long as Mitch McConnell in there, it ain't gonna happen.
They're trying to find ways around it. Lawyers are looking for loopholes and everything else. But I agree with you from what you said a couple shows back. He should be charged with their deaths.
Oh,
The
definitely.
people that were there, he should be charged with their deaths.
The
He
5
should-
murders
I think
that
he should be made to pay for each and every funeral that happened because of that.
I feel like he should go to jail.
That too.
Hey, Hobo say that they were there. Hobo, Show Enough Hobo Scratch, one of our,
Show Enough name is-
one of our favorite
Show Enough
fans.
name is funny,
Hey,
man.
Hey, first of all, I want to give a shout out to KJ Kennedy Wilson Jr. I see you, Doc, looking like new money. I appreciate you, fam. Show Enough Hobo Scratch says they were there to get information. Long as he don't pardon them, I can see him doing that. I really can. And
I can see him
I
doing
would
that too.
Really
That's
like
the
for
kind of
somebody,
person he is.
I would really like for somebody to ask him the lady's name who died, who stormed the Capitol. There was a female who died.
Yeah,
and she was trying to get into
didn't she get shot in the head or
in the chest, I thought.
chest?
She,
Yeah, in the chest, whatever.
she
Either way
was
she
trying
got.
to storm in there where the people were, and
Yeah.
the guard kept telling her to stop,
And she wouldn't stop.
And
Ah.
he shot her.
Yeah.
But it is what it is because they were threatening to hang people.
Yeah.
They had a noose. They
Did-
beat people with the
Yeah.
rebel and the Confederate flag. That's the first time in the history of America the rebel flag
And
has
what's
been in the Capitol.
crazy is during that same time that they did this, right?
Uh-huh.
Remember they were talking about it. I think it was the black people, the black congressmen or whatever they were talking about. It was up there. It just so happened that the panic buttons were disabled.
Yes.
In their offices during that same on that same day, talking about they were having trouble.
Yes.
But just in theirs, not anybody else's.
Well, it was, I want to say 6 of them that gathered together.
Yeah.
But there's a scene where they show this black police officer, and he was running from the crowd.
Yeah.
At least it seemed to be. But in all actuality, they were close to where the Congress people were. So he was using himself as a
Yeah.
distraction.
Then they said they were
So-
going to give him like a medal or something. I heard
I don't
about it. They
know,
were trying to
but-
put together
but
somewhere
that's
you could have.
heroic.
It was
That's
a black
heroic
guy,
of
am I
him.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the crowd, the nature of the crowd having a noose and a rebel flag. Yeah.
And you're just saying, and people want to say, oh, they're not racist, they're not this, they're not that. Man, listen, you brought a noose.
Exactly.
I know you didn't bring it for any one of the white people that were there.
Well, I know you didn't bring it for show.
We know
But
that.
they were talking about hanging Mike Pence. Yes. Trump threw him under the bus and rolled it over him backwards, like just.
Forwards and backwards.
I
Just
mean,
kept doing
he
it.
wasn't playing no game.
Oh.
Trump has thrown Pence under the bus, and they were there to kill him, as well as Nancy Pelosi, as well as anybody else who was Democratic and they can find.
Well, Pence is a Republican, am I correct? So you were willing to go ahead and you hanging any and everybody just that doesn't agree with you.
Exactly. Because, okay, America is founded on the peaceful transfer of power. Most times for a transfer of power to happen, there has to be some kind of coup.
I'm sorry. Run that back. Say that again.
America was founded on the peaceful transfer of power.
It was founded on the peaceful transfer of power.
Peaceful transfer of power.
That's
what democracy was founded
That's
upon.
what it was founded upon.
democracy was
Because
written.
I don't think it was so peaceful that the Indians just or the Native Americans, now not Indians. I hate to say that.
I'm saying the democracy was founded on that.
The peaceful
Because
transfer of power, supposedly.
in all actuality, the first president, they offered him a kingship. They offered him to be king, and he turned it down. He didn't want to be king. He felt like America shouldn't have a king. And the Constitution and all that was written for that reason. They didn't want any particular person to come into power and to rule over everyone else. And that's what Trump wanted. I don't know if you noticed, but again.
Well, isn't that the same thing as isn't that kind of like what the president kind of does?
No.
You don't?
No, because the president has to run everything by Congress. The president cannot even write a law. The president cannot make anything. He can suggest,
this much I do know.
And Congress can, and the House or somebody in the Senate
they
can write up a law
and
vote it through it. But the president
without him even, he can veto something. They can override it.
Yes, but he can't make one by himself. Congress does that. Eugene Goodman was the black Capitol officer defending the door.
Hey,
thank
listen,
you, sir. We appreciate you.
Thank you. We just want to say thank you to Mr. Eugene Goodman for being so brave, because there are a lot of people who wouldn't have done that, man. They would have thought self first and that was it,
Well, I think they should have had.
I think they say he served in the military, if I'm correct.
They should have had old Otis up there. None of them would have.
Otis.
Otis would have. Otis would have played.
What you doing now, boy?
Hey, all jokes aside, though.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody necessarily should have been shot, but the same way they handled them, they should have handled the Black Lives Matter movement.
Well,
because there's no way that people should walk up with their hands up and be beaten with batons and pepper sprayed and all this kind of stuff.
Well,
who are just walking down the road.
Again, you're talking about some people who are actual domestic terrorists versus people who are upholding the law and trying to peacefully protest, and lets you know that, hey, there is something wrong here, right? You beat the ones who knelt down, who had their hands up, weren't trying to have weapons, didn't have nooses, wasn't trying to rush it or riot or, whatever. You beat them, but the ones who came with weapons and everything, they were able to be let in and push their way through and came in and did a lot of other nonsense. I mean, feet up on the desk and everything, just the sheer disrespect of it.
My point is, if they can handle them peacefully, then they can handle the Black Lives Matter peacefully.
They could.
Because
but the option, that's just an option to them, though.
But I'm saying that the Black Lives Matter didn't kill any police officers.
No, they didn't.
They didn't storm a building and try to beat people to death.
No, they didn't.
They didn't try to hang anybody. They didn't. This guy who's the shaman of nonsense, who's in jail now and talking about he needs this.
Yeah,
this diet.
He refuses to eat because it has to be organic.
Well, and the judge gave it to him.
He gave him. Oh, the judge gave it to him.
The judge gave him his organic diet for religious purposes.
For religious purposes.
Yes, but now he's claiming that he can't. That he was invited by Trump and he wasn't there for any nefarious. He wasn't there to hurt anybody, basically. Even though he had a 6-foot spear and he wrote on the vice president's desk something to the beware that justice is coming. He hand wrote that on a letter on Pence's desk.
Oh.
But he had no nefarious intentions.
Oh, so wait. So he said he was invited by the president.
Yes.
Well,
most of them claim that because the president did tell them to go to the Capitol.
Oh.
He told them that in his rally about a mile and a half away. And that's exactly what they did. They turned and walked to the Capitol and stormed the Capitol.
So, in other words, basically, you incited this right here. Yeah, he definitely needs to be charged. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The way it goes is, if you incite a riot, you're supposed to go to jail. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, then. So if he doesn't go to jail, then we already know that the law is only for certain people. It's not for everyone.
My thing is...
That's what it's going to say.
My thing is, an undereducated, spoiled person with no morals was actually voted into the highest office of the land.
Well, if you look at
me, that makes no sense.
If you look at a lot of his followers, they're uneducated as well. The only thing they're doing is just following the leader. That's all they do. They don't read for themselves. It's kind of like when you see people used to go to church and they always would tell you, they were like, hey, bring your Bible so that you can open up and read right along, right? Because the pastor could be up there telling you any and everything. He could be making up something for all you know. You know what I mean? And you're just following along blindly. He could say something that's not even there, And if you didn't have your Bible with you, then you would just be amening something that could be leading you directly to hell or wherever the case may be. But that's just how it is with a lot of them. Have you seen the videos where they interview a lot of the supporters and they ask them questions?
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen them where they blame stuff on Obama when Obama wasn't even in office. Like, before he ever been in office, he's just in there like...
Before and afterwards.
He's just like, wait. That happened in 2005. That man didn't make it to office in 2008. What are you talking about? But that's just how it is, blindly following.
Sure enough said they're in Michigan now. So, yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen in Michigan. Let's see.
Oh,
but my thing is
speaking
they
of
need
Michigan.
to stop this before somebody really ends up hurt. I saw a video where this guy's out shooting a AR-15, I think. But he's out there shooting an assault rifle. And he has a bullet and he's showing it off and it has BLM on it. And this man actually said, so if a black woman or child is shot, he don't care.
He does.
And I'm like, why is that even okay for him to say something like that?
But
you know,
if I'm correct, didn't they say that Barron Trump, his son, his youngest one, said he was like, he has some form of autism or autistic or something like that? That's what I believe.
I don't know.
They
I've
said.
never heard that.
But my thing is, remember, we always bring it. I bring it up. I brought it up a few times actually. Remember they were talking about the handicap reporter that he made that. You know what I'm saying? He has no respect for people with disabilities or anything else, and he probably has no respect for his own young child, who, if I'm correct, they said that he has autism or a form of autism, but he doesn't care. Well, he doesn't care, so he's not going to care about your child because he doesn't care about his own. He doesn't care about how he's perceived.
I'm not necessarily talking about him. I'm talking about different authorities, all the alphabet.
Yeah.
The FBI, CIA, all them.
Yeah.
I'm saying that if this man is threatening to shoot women and children, he should be immediately, definitely his weapons should be seized. But I don't see how that's not some kind of terroristic threat because I don't feel like they should wait until he does it to do something. You know, I mean, a woman or a child being shot, now you want to do something about it when he's publicly announcing that he's going to do it.
But you got to think about it. Remember the bomber in Tennessee that just did the thing in Tennessee, blew up the building downtown, blew up the van or whatever? You know, you know what I'm talking about? Remember, they overlook what they want to overlook because his girlfriend, his previous girlfriend, his ex had called over a year ago and told him that he was out in his van or whatever, building bombs. And they didn't look into it. They came out there, knocked. Nobody answered. They tried to look in the van. They didn't see anything in the van. Walked off and left. But she told them that he was building bombs. And now, after it happens, first they said they knew nothing about it, but then she came out and said it, and they look back. Oh yeah, she really did tell you guys that. So, and I said that to say this: they will overlook whatever they want to overlook. You feel me? They overlook the things that they want to overlook until something happens that they can no longer overlook it. Speaking of overlooking things, did you hear about the NRA going bankrupt, filed for bankruptcy?
Yeah, I expected that a long time ago. Did you see the corruption in the NRA? I mean,
there's corruption in the NRA? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, he's been taking that money doing all kind of stuff.
Again, listen to me. I'm asking you again. There's corruption in the NRA? Get the...
Hey, Kimberly Williams says, 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. I feel you on that. But I would like you to translate and tell me what you mean. You know, I understand what you're saying, but for those who aren't versed in the Bible, then explain yourself, please, ma'am. Thank you for everybody watching. You know, if I don't see your name, then I didn't say your name, then it's because I don't see it. So say something, and I'll acknowledge you. Marty Page, thank you for watching, sir. We appreciate you. When I talk about these things, the biggest thing to me is the loss of life.
Yeah.
The police officer that was beaten to death with fire extinguishers and stuff. His family is not going to get over that. You know, that's not something that you can just. A life is too valuable for you to be in some kind of alternate reality, killing people. Biden won by over 7 million votes. 7 million, not 700, not 70, not 7. 7 million. You're not going to overturn that. You shouldn't overturn that. America has spoken. You know, I mean, you living in some kind of fantasy world because this man is telling you that unless he wins, then the election is false or fake. How does that even make sense to you? How does that make sense to anybody?
Because we've already said this right here. He's a narcissistic, self-centered man-child. Like, think about it. He's throwing a tantrum because something didn't go his way. You got to realize that, you know, that's what he's done. You feel me? He's done that before. He's a child. He acts like a child. And children throw tantrums. So there it is.
I don't even want to go to break. I don't want to go to break.
Saying? Children throw tantrums. He's throwing a tantrum because we have to go to break. But listen, you guys tune in, and I hope more join in and watch us. You know what I'm saying? Share, like, do anything you have to do, but make sure you bring yourself right back here, man. Talk Show Kings. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back at you.
Yes, sir.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm Dynasty Smith, and I'm your host for The Flavor, where we're going to be showcasing some of the hottest independent artist videos from all around. So y'all tune in every Wednesday at 8 o'clock just by typing into your YouTube bar, TV 1061. So if you go into your YouTube search bar, type in TV 1061 to join us every Wednesday at 8 o'clock to check out some of the hottest new independent artist videos from all over. If you want to check us out on Facebook, just type in The Flavor and you can find us on Facebook. And yo, for you artists out there, lights, camera, action. Now, the camera's on you. If you want to get your video aired on The Flavor, then you need to hit us up at 1061tv@gmail.com. Send us your YouTube link, and then we'll get back to you on details on how you can be on The Flavor.
And they had the audacity to.
They did.
Oh, we back. Check this out, right?
Can't say that on
During the, I feel you. During the break, you know, we still had the discussion going, but we want to go through a few comments and then expound on that.
Oh, yeah. We had your boy on there. Show enough. Hey, listen. Show enough, boy, you funny. I ain't gonna lie, man. You funny.
Hey,
Show enough said this is an example of
He
white privilege. These are Caucasoid problems. The United States, the United Nations didn't back Trayvon Martin, Mom. T.I. has a letter that he sent to the Lords of London seeking reparation for the funding of Christopher Columbus. What you said that was the bank, right?
No, that's the insurance company.
The insurance company that
Yeah.
funded them. Hey, listen.
The Lords of London really
Yeah.
insured a lot of the slaves, and they became multi-rich.
Ah,
They
so
millions.
they got rich off doing that.
Yeah, they got rich from slavery.
Just another group that got rich off of us. Just saying,
Oh, yeah.
off of us. What did he say?
Kimberly Williams, she was going off of her verse that I asked her to expound on.
Oh, when she said when she was like that's no problem. The reason why I put the verse. The other gentleman alluded to say people in the church listen to the pastor without following the scripture there themselves. And the Bible basically said read it for yourself, which is true. You know what I'm saying? It does say study to show thyself approved. And you have to understand that that also goes back to a verse where it says my people perish for lack of knowledge. Because people won't educate themselves enough to understand things.
I think Kimberly didn't understand you, though. He was saying that you're supposed to bring your Bible, therefore you can read along with the pastor, so you'll know. You can make sure that what the pastor's saying is righteous.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying that people don't. He was saying that people need to make sure that they do.
Oh, yeah.
So
And
if
then
that was
she also said
miscommunicated,
Flint,
then we'll
Michigan,
apologize.
Yeah, she also said Flint, Michigan. Hey,
She said
listen.
hello from Flint, Michigan.
Oh, hello from Flint, Michigan. But hey, check this out. I
Hey,
definitely
we
want to
appreciate
give
you
a shout out to them people finally doing their job. They arrested or charged the ex-governor of Flint, of Michigan, because of the stuff that he did that caused people to have Legionnaire's disease and lead poisoning in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they finally brought him up on charges. And hey, listen, I'm for one of them happy because them people suffered unnecessarily.
Exactly. When
For
you
real.
turn the water on and the water's coming out colored, and they were given money to fix it, and they took the money, they embezzled the money. Yeah, definitely needs to charges to be
Definitely.
brought
I
up.
think that that's another reason that you seeing these things is we often say that people misuse technology, right? And we do. I can't lie. We do a lot of people, and a lot of us, we're all guilty of it. When we could be doing one thing, we're probably doing something else thanks to technology, right? But one thing technology has afforded us is the ability to be able to show something in real time and put it out there, and millions upon millions upon millions of people can see it around the world, just like that. You know what I'm saying? So where people used to be able to hide behind things, they can't. Where they would have had trouble identifying the Capitol rioters because of blurred vision or bad television, you really couldn't see things.
Or
now,
no cameras. Or
and now you can see it live off of someone's cell phone, and people are actually identifying someone. There's a lady who turned in her own relative.
Oh, yeah.
And she said she had no qualm about doing it.
Well, off-duty police officers that were in the riot, other police officers are turning them in.
Yeah.
And I am so happy that that is happening, because I feel like finally people are really getting the gist of the statement, right is right and wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter who does it. If somebody shoots a white child, that's not right. Nobody's condoning that nonsense.
Not at all.
If somebody shoots a black child, it's not right. If somebody shoots a person, any person, for no apparent reason, it's wrong. It don't matter who does it. It matters that it was done, and there should be justice behind it. That's the whole thing of the Black Lives Movement.
Exactly.
It's right and wrong is wrong.
Exactly.
And if you have something that was done to you that was unjust, and you tried to seek justice and were denied, then guess what? You are a part of the Black Lives Matter movement. Whether you know it or not, you are. That's exactly what they're saying.
I'm just trying to ask, what's more un-American or unpatriotic? Kneeling during the national anthem because of social injustice, or rioting and committing treason and basically domestic terrorism on the soil? Because the way I'm looking at it, from my perspective, I'm going to say rioting and treasoning and committing domestic terrorism on American soil, right? But there are those who will say that, hey, you were kneeling during the national anthem. That's so un-American, so unpatriotic. So
you were beating a police officer with the American flag.
Wow. Hey, say it ain't so, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, what happened to Blue Lives Matter? You were beating a police officer in uniform with an American flag. You killed a guard at the Capitol. How was that? How? Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to.
I didn't hear the president call any of them SOBs.
Why would he?
And now that
he didn't say get that SOB out of him.
You know that the NFL reversed their decision as far as Kaepernick's stand. They saying that he was right in protesting social justice. But you notice Kaepernick never got another shot in the NFL. He was ostracized, and that little nonsense that they did, saying he had a ostracized black ball, same thing.
No, I just like saying black balls.
Children.
No, I said black balls because that's
children.
what see you talking.
Don't follow this man.
Time out. See, listen. See, first of all, Doc needs help because his mind went. That was.
You like saying something, but Mama sure enough said, how about the military personnel that were there being brainwashed and followers of outdated government policy? Pause. Exactly. We needed to pause because of nonsense. Omar Mielis. Oh, hey, what's up, O? The base is definitely misinformed and weak-willed, easily believed all the conspiracy theories. What is sad that a lot of those who stormed the Capitol were former military, former cops, who know how to use tactical logistics. Yeah. They went into the Capitol to grab politicians and hold their own trial. This was bigger than just some people complaining about a lost election. They were going to dissolve this government. O is a friend of mine I was in the military with. And I appreciate your perspective, O, and I agree wholeheartedly. My thing is, though, even had they committed murder, they still wouldn't have dissolved the government. You can't dissolve the government because the government is an idea. You can't attack an idea. You can harm a person, but the idea, the belief that the person had is still there. So, they were trying to, and I'm very happy that they weren't able to hurt anybody. But the idea and the thoughts that they had, them pushing to physically hurt someone needs to be punished, because everyone needs to know that that's unacceptable and won't be allowed. Okay. So yeah, we definitely need to get that done. We need to get that done, over with, and we need an example. I'm really hoping that the biggest thing we learn is to never let a spoiled, unscrupulous, a spoiled person with no morals, a person who's undereducated, who's everything. Did you notice everything that he attached himself to, they just tried to drain the money out of? The education system, the post office. I mean, everything that he tried to put it. I don't even think we have a director of the CIA right now. I mean, Bill Barr, didn't he just quit? So we have no.
I think that when he came in, he was saying everything. He was saying that he was going to drain the swamp, right?
Mm-hmm. And he created a storm.
He said he was going to drain the swamp, but the problem is, you and a lot of your followers and your divisive rhetoric and the way that you act and carry yourself, that's part of the problem. I will say this here, and I've always felt this way about career politicians, right? Career politicians, they lie a lot. That's what they do, and I'm not being funny, but this is part of the problem. They say anything and everything to get elected, but do nothing what they're gonna say when they get in office. Now, in steps Donald Trump, not a career politician, right? Never been. Mm-hmm. His mouth is unfiltered. He says whatever. And a lot of people wanted that. They didn't want another politician. Now, moving forward after that, it goes like this. You got what you wanted, a non-career politician, right? But you also got somebody who didn't have any morals, doesn't have standards. He lies a lot, just like a career politician. That's what he does. He made a show and a spectacle out of things, like he did his own reality show, what was The Apprentice, right? Mm-hmm. He made a spectacle out of this country, out of its people, the same way he made a spectacle out of the people on the show. He got a kick out of saying, "You're fired," which is why he was able to get rid of so many people when they didn't do as he said or what he thought that they should do. His basically getting rid of him basically saying, "You're fired." Remember when Spacely used to say that to George Jetson? He would tell him he's fired, and that's what Donald Trump does. He tries to get rid of those who aren't going to be yes men, who aren't going to just agree with the BS that he does. However, you put somebody in office who's just as bad and lies just as much as a politician. They won't allow real people who've been through real things to be in office. I often, and I don't say this to say that anybody has to agree with me, but you have people who are doing prison reform, right? They're doing prison reform. Mm-hmm. Never been to prison, never been to jail, but you're going to reform something that you've never had to go through. A man can't tell a woman how it feels to carry a baby, birth a baby, right?
Right.
Never been through it. So we can't tell the woman what's best when it comes on how to have that baby. The same way someone who's never been to prison or jail can never reform something that they've never been through, because all they can see is the input from somebody else. And all the input that they're getting is from someone who hasn't been there, who doesn't do anything, who doesn't know anything. They're just saying this, and they're feeding into those people who are, or that are padding their pockets, should I say.
We disagree. I don't think that all politicians are liars. I don't think politicians are liars for the most part. I think politicians have a huge, I think the whole Congress is all about negotiating. I think a politician will come at you with the best intent and trying to do exactly what they're saying they're going to do. But in order to pass things, if I'm going to do prison reform and I write a bill, the bill has to pass through Congress in order to become law. It has to pass through the House and the Senate. Well, in passing, you're going to have people who are going to vote against it. You're going to have people who are going to make changes, who are going to try to take things out, put things in, so on and so forth. So a lot of the initial bill that I wrote, by the time it gets voted through, it's changed. And it wasn't because I lied about it.
Okay.
It was because I had to get it through this whole house.
Okay.
I had to compromise on this, that, and the other.
Okay.
Just like
Okay.
when the $2,000 came.
Okay.
The $2,000, when it got to McConnell, he added some stuff that he knew was not going to pass. He knew that nobody was going to agree with that. So the minute he attached it to the bill,
It
now,
was basically to sabotage it.
exactly. But the person who put it in for people to get $2,000, they weren't lying. They weren't. You know, they didn't tell us that to get a rah. They realized that people are struggling.
Okay.
That one payment of $600 back in the day, that was not going to get people through.
$600 and what was it? $1,200 the first time.
Yeah, $1,200.
You had a total of $1,800 that you have given somebody.
Over how many months?
Over
How many people can you?
like a year,
Bruh.
like almost a year, and that's it.
And then we have millions of people
Exactly.
starving. They have lines in all these states
Exactly.
of lines for miles long of people trying to pull up to get food. In America, the richest country on earth.
So you got to ask yourself this question right here. You got a lot of the politicians, a lot of House, like Nancy Pelosi gets $200 and some $1,000 a year. Mitch McConnell makes almost $200,000 a year. You got a lot of people making $170,000. They're doing all this work up there, right? With that type of money, and you've been in there for years upon years upon years upon years, right? You're not struggling like the average American person.
Well,
however, what my problem is trying to figure out this here. If you are so for the American people, right? Why is it such a debate when it comes to helping the American people?
Everybody is not for the American people per se, and everybody don't have the same agenda.
Okay.
In my opinion, Mitch McConnell is there for big businesses, because although he makes a certain amount of money from his pay, when he's trying to get elected, he does this campaign fund to where all these people give him money so he can run. Well, after the election, he's not giving the money back.
Of course
If
not.
he gets $50 million and he uses 25 or 30 million to run his campaign, the other 20 million when it's over, that's his. So a lot of them are just going for big business. I want to address. Do you mind addressing some of these comments?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I want to. Kimberly Williams said, "Stay woke, civil war is upon us." So, Kimberly, I really hope not. Simply because America has the greatest fighting force in the world, in the U.S. military. If people really try to get into a civil war, the military will be deployed. We will not have people going around just murdering people in the U.S. If the military is deployed, then things really get ugly, because they're not there to play games. They're not there to. I wouldn't wish that upon any of the insurrectionists, but I would hope that the insurrectionists have enough sense to not bring that upon themselves. Because if they do, it's really going to be bad.
But no, there are a lot of people, and sadly to say this right here, there are a lot of people who are in this right here who are ex-military, who believe in certain things. That's just how they were raised, you know what I mean?
I'm not doubting that, but I'm sure they're very well outnumbered, outgunned.
They are outnumbered and outgunned.
Yeah.
But we are, right now, we are completely out of time for this segment, but we will be right back, man. So listen, y'all stay tuned, and y'all come right back, man. Me and Doc holding it down. King Trevor, King Lundy, man, we holding it down for y'all. Hope you guys are tuning in, and we'll be right back, all right? Y'all come back.
Got a Superman dread. Just
It shows me that you really care. And when you call me honey, and then you hold my hand, I'm so glad it's me, my darling, being your man. I like the way you move your body. I like the way you comb your hair. I like that fancy dress you wear.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast.
Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network.
Listen, we are live. The Talk Show Kings are back, man.
Y'all didn't know before. You're gonna learn today.
thing about coronavirus
Yeah.
is it doesn't care if you're black or white.
It doesn't.
It does not care if you're rich or poor. It does not exclude if you're a Republican or a Democrat.
I'm taking it as in it becoming a hostile environment.
I couldn't even go to the restroom. I would crawl to the restroom and hold the walls to not fall off of the restroom. I couldn't stand up to get in my bed because I seriously thought I was dying.
Hey, what's up, man? We are back. Check this out. Me and Doc was having a discussion during the break, right? But we were talking about how we were hoping that they didn't do Civil War because, it probably won't end well. And some things are, I've seen what happens to insurgents and, that's not a pretty sight. So, what do you, being that you are ex-military, give us some insight on this, Doc.
I'm going to say that the capability of the American military to kill is unmatched, and to unleash that, it's first of all, it's sad that the terrorist that we're fighting against is our own people. The democracy is based on us being able to talk and come to a peaceful resolution. So there is no way that this should even come to that. If you agree wholeheartedly about Trump, about Biden, so on and so forth, that's cool. It's frustrating when you don't get your way, but to say that you're going to arm yourself and harm people, you dead ass wrong. That's just wrong. There's no other way to put that. Do you want to hit these comments or you want me to?
Sure enough, and he has said, our moral compass are people having conscious thoughts and the ability to make proper decisions. The beast mentality have the thought that says, I would rather say sorry than be sorry.
I feel you on that.
Yeah,
But before that was said, sure enough said it's sacred land that was violated during the beginning of his term. In 45 eyes, that's Trump, there is no such thing as bad publicity.
And he's true. Remember we were just talking about the thing with The Apprentice. He thinks like one of those people who says, all publicity is good publicity. So if you can see this is good for his business. This is good for him. He doesn't think like a president because he's a businessman.
It's good for his business until he's in jail and he's no longer able to profit.
I think Donald Trump has the kind of money and that will say, okay, well, I have enough money to where I can fight this right here for years upon years upon years. So if you are going to send me to jail, I could possibly be on my way out health-wise before you actually lock me up.
How much money does Bill Cosby have?
I don't think he has as much as Donald Trump.
I think he has more.
You think so?
I really do.
I think they said Donald Trump was worth $3 billion or something.
I don't believe that. Save my life.
Yeah, they said 3 because
I don't care what they said. I don't believe it. I don't care what nobody said. I don't believe it.
Well, Doc said, you heard it there. Yeah, Doc said he don't care what nobody says.
At all. Yeah.
All right then.
Him borrowing from Deutsche Bank and not paying them back, him having all these lawsuits.
Sounds just as crooked as he's always been to me.
Hey, he's crooked as the letter S. He's crooked as the letter S.
Kimberly
Williams says, you on point, brother. She was talking about you just then. But sure enough, the concept of moral code, okay, you said that. KJ was asking sure enough about, no, he was asking about the beast mentality. Our moral compass are having conscious thoughts and the ability to make, you said that just now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to a lot of comments.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I just want to make sure, we got to address our audience.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, when he says beast mentality, he's kind of on point with the way that they think. You know what I'm saying? Everything you just did with the Capitol riots and everything, right? That wasn't a well thought out plan, man, because for everything that you said that Black Lives Matter have violated during the peaceful protest, right? You bypassed all peaceful protests.
Well, Black Lives Matter was people reacting over being murdered for no reason. This is about some fictitious election result.
Of course.
This is about somebody saying that if I'm not ruler and lord over everything, then it's wrong.
Yeah.
And what happened to the huge population of the zombie horde that was coming to America. That was going, we needed to build this wall because there was
the zombie
several,
horde,
hundreds of thousands of people that was going to
the
come
video
and attack
game,
the border.
Dead bodies were just gonna get up and start walking around.
What happened
and
to them?
People.
Did they just disappear? What happened? Did they just decide, well, no, it's better in Antigua? What happened? What happened to them?
Well, I don't know, man. I did see.
Basically, I'm saying that the lies can be easily disproven.
They can, but like we said, I seen a meme that said Mexico, after seeing the BS that's going on in America, they was on the other side putting bricks up, building on.
I saw one that showed them climbing the wall no, that was his comedian Shula King was like, the Mexicans is like, you see them climbing that wall, we trying to tell y'all the wall ain't gonna work. Like they climb, we climb better than them. Yeah. But that's just comedian, doing his thing.
But you got to understand, man, we
the
are
Panama
being laughed at, and it's okay. You know what?
Well,
it's okay. It's okay that we have this person in office that has given the whole world a sense of humor. Because I ain't gonna lie, as much as I dislike the administration, I'm not gonna lie. It's made for some very laughable days. During this pandemic, he has made for some extremely good comedy when you're sitting in the living room watching TV.
My lady and I have laughed at him several times.
Oh God!
However, I think if we had anyone with any kind of education and a sense of morality, we wouldn't have 300,000+ people dead from this pandemic. America is never the end at the end of a crisis. America always recognizes and responds. We're always at the forefront.
Yeah, at the forefront.
Yes, but we're
you're becoming a laughing stock at this moment.
Why?
Because we have a clown in office.
Exactly.
With a clown administration, all these people just piling out their little car. I don't know.
So tell us how you feel about it.
Oh, well, hey, listen. Look, we are talk show kings. We are supposed to be allowed to be able to voice these opinions. What did Bernie Mac say? Again, I'm saying what you can't say.
If we had anybody with any kind of sense, I don't think that this would have gotten nearly as bad as it has. And it hasn't. I mean, this vaccine is not being administered nearly as much as they said. And people have taken a vaccine and caught the coronavirus afterwards.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see where Johnson & Johnson had developed one?
Yes.
And they said a lot of them after 7 days had developed antibodies for it. Doesn't mean I'm going to take it. I don't care. I don't care if Johnson & Johnson great-great-grandmammy created it and had a recipe that's been working since the time in Egypt. I don't know. I don't trust it. I just listen.
The thing about
Did you see the one where the doctor was on TV and they didn't even push the thing down? He acted like he took it. Bruh, they got a whole video. Listen. They pulled the syringe up and act like they were pushing it down, but never even pushed it. It was just, and you're looking at it like
so
they didn't even push the syringe down. There was nothing in the syringe.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm just like, wow, y'all just do anything just to try to make people take this vaccine.
Show Enough Hobo Scratch, the Panama Papers. What you talking about, Show Enough? Kimberly Williams, shout out to Uncle Felix. Don't forget the shout outs. Don't forget the shout outs.
Well, you mean Uncle Luke. He back there probably saying, don't stop, get it.
You want to give a shout out to, you got the paper? Get a shout out.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't do it, but I'm about to pull it. Magic. Watch this. Nothing in my hand. Nothing in my hand.
Nothing in his head.
Go behind my back. Voila. Hey, listen, I did forget to get the shout out.
You muted.
How? Oh, he wrong for that. He wrong for that. I just got told that I was muted. He don't know why I'm talking.
Okay.
Well, since I'm muted, I'm going to go ahead and read this in silence on y'all end.
Something wrong with your brain.
No.
Something's wrong with your brain.
But listen, man, listen. This is always live streamed on TV 1061, baby. Listen, what we going to talk about. We got a new show on Tuesday, though. I want you guys to tune in. It's called The Real Estate Tea. You feel me? It's at 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday, Real Estate Tea. Make sure you tune in to get all the latest information on the real estate and what's going on in the market around you. You know what I'm saying? We need you guys to pay attention to this right here, because this right here is one of the things that we've been pushing about, equity, property, real estate, finance, everything else. So, yeah, tune in Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. to the Real Estate Tea. You know what I mean? And then on Wednesday, we still got the flavor at 8 p.m. You know what I mean? So, if you got your videos or whatever, make sure they're ready, they're edited. It's a whole video countdown on the flavor. Go ahead and do that, right? Then you got to come in with the playlist at 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday. So if you're doing the playlist, man, go ahead and listen to the top music, the new artists, the new favorites coming out. Go ahead and handle that right there. Listen to the playlist. Then you got on Saturday the conversation that been moved to 3:30 p.m. And you know what that means. You're always talking anyway, running your mouth by somebody. You may as well just listen to the conversation and give you 2 cents to a tax-free conversation anyway. It's 2 cents in a tax-free conversation since you always talking. We don't even want your 2 cents, but go ahead and put it in anyway. It's the bank. You feel me? Then we got the Bedroom Chronicles at 4:30. They getting down and dirty in the bedroom talking about some. Y'all know what? Y'all are just nasty. Y'all in the bedroom. Talking about Bedroom Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? Then we got old Talk Show Divas on Sunday, 4:30 p.m. Them beautiful ladies, man. The Talk Show Divas, they going to bring it to you live and direct right before you guys get to, you know, the Vanessa Williams crew. Say the best for last. The Talk Show Kings. That's us, man. Me and Doc holding it down today. King Trevor, King Lundy couldn't join us, but you know what? Them boys on their endeavors, and we wishing them the best, and we hope you can return soon. Say trip back. You know what I'm saying? Get back here. We need you guys, because it's only 50% without you guys.
Hey, one of my homeboys, one of the former kings.
Oh yeah,
King Hassan.
Yeah,
might be coming back to the show.
Oh, well,
I don't know if y'all remember.
I ain't never met him, but
joke
hey,
with King
come on
Hassan.
back,
You know,
man.
I call him the bald head Idris Elba. But
He always calling somebody a name, man.
Hey, I'm just saying that's who he remind me of. But I'm hoping that he comes back to the show because
Idris Elba.
The bald head Idris Elba.
Really?
That's what he looks like to me. I'm just saying.
He don't happen to have that one caterpillar mustache, dude. That one just sit.
You'll see him if he comes.
But you know how people have that. You know he got that old school thick mustache.
Hopefully he'll be here next week. I ain't even finna get in this conversation with this crazy person.
I'm asking.
I'm not finna get in this conversation with this crazy person.
King Hassan, I don't know, but I'm just asking if you had that one mustache, because that'd just be funny to me if you had that one thick caterpillar.
Saudi Arabia should be left off the hook for 9/11. Why? Run it.
Wait, huh? Whoa, wait a minute. Time out. Wait a minute.
Oh.
You say they should be left off the hook. Okay, you may feel that way. I can't argue with that. But listen. Y'all always telling black people to forget the past. The slavery was in the past. Y'all always saying that, right?
I think that's what he's saying.
No, but I'm just saying this real. I heard. I had to get this off my chest. I've been wanting to say this for a long time.
Say it.
So people can say it. Y'all always telling black people to forget, you know, slavery was in the past. But y'all always saying never forget when it comes to 9/11.
Whoa.
Listen. If y'all screaming never forget about 9/11, don't you ever expect black people with all this tormented history we got that came from in this country right here, don't y'all ever tell us to just forget. Because it's not going to happen. We still suffering through this nonsense to this day. And it's 2021 and y'all still doing the same dumb stuff. I can't cuss like that. It's a kid.
I can't. I ain't got no problem.
I'm not, because King London might jump in the comments and say it's kids, and
King London, you don't have to get on me. I feel like saying it, I'm going to say it. But that's just me. Now, from the beginning, we was told that Saudi Arabia wasn't the mastermind behind 9/11. Now, that's as far as I'm going to go into that.
Well, I don't know who the mastermind was. It was disastrous. I just know this right here. I remember when they were saying that the guy hijacked the plane with a box cutter. And I was just like, y'all, wait, listen, I'm not being funny. I'm asking. Can one man hijack a plane with a box cutter when it's like over 100 people on there?
I understand. I understand it because nothing like that had ever happened. So the people thought he was going to just land the plane and then make some kind of dumbass demands.
But a box cutter.
A box cutter. Nobody wants to get cut. They figured if everybody stayed calm, he would land the plane and then everybody could find a way to get off of it. Nobody expected him to run the plane into a building. My train of thought, the way I think. I didn't realize you stuttered so bad.
Because, my train of thought and the way I think about that, I got to tell you, playing like that in the middle of the air, 30,000 feet up, talking about something, you got a box cutter and I just have to take that cut. I'd have been cut before. You got to fillet me. But I just can't let you just threaten to do anything 30,000 feet in the middle of the air.
In hindsight, yes, everybody will
hindsight.
agree with that. But when it's happening, if nothing like that had ever happened, you don't expect you expect him to want to live just like everybody else on the plane want to live. Nobody expected this person to fly, this jackass to fly the plane into a building so while he's on it.
My bad. When I just said my opinion, I did get a little off. I got sidetracked thinking about that because it came into my head. But what I'm saying,
I guarantee it won't ever happen again.
If we talk about Saudi Arabia getting let off, right? I think that, you know what I'm saying, if they didn't do it, then you owe these people an apology. You really do. No, seriously. You owe that country an apology. Now, you may have been able to pay some money to some people's families for that person to do something like that. You get what I'm saying? A lot of palms could have been greased for that. But if those people didn't do that, then you do owe them an apology. If it were ever to be found out that America did this on purpose to create some type of controversy, I would certainly hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. And I would really, really, really wish that Felix was. What kind of watch you got, Felix? No, because
every time we get deep into the conversation, break this pop.
Yeah, you just what are you doing? But we gotta go to break.
We gotta go to break. We'll be back in a second.
Doc I'm so sad.
Yeah, you look.
Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today.
Dang, I'm back. Can't nobody say like, hey, welcome back, family.
Man. That was the funny part of that.
Hey, I'm just saying, welcome back, family.
Yeah.
We want to give our shouts out, right? We want to give a shout out to the executive producer in the back, Mr. Felix Washington.
Yes, sir.
What up, shout out to Miss Barksdale, who does our social media.
Shantae,
she does it
what did you just call her first though?
Miss Barksdale.
Oh, I thought you said Shantavius, and I was gonna say
we're gonna get you help. We're gonna get you help. Jason Pulley, who couldn't be here today.
Yeah, he couldn't be here, Jason.
We still want to give him a shout out.
Man.
Want to give a shout out to the people who, behind the scenes making things happen. Because without you, it wouldn't be a talk show, King. We want you to know we appreciate you.
Oh, big shout out to TV 1061. And also, we want to say this right here. If you guys feel like helping us grow, man, we would greatly appreciate it. Everybody's going through something, even if it's nothing but $1. And we got a lot of viewers, or you guys just want to help us, spread the word. You know what I'm saying? $TV 1061. That's the Cash App. Shoot something. If it's 50 cents, we grateful. If it's 500, we great. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate, because everything is the same, and it also helps us to give you guys a better quality of a show. So.
We only have a short period of time because we ran over, we get to talking and lose our track of time. But we were talking about, he was saying that America owes an apology. And I'm saying that America owes a lot of people apologies, but that's not what America is built on. America is built on this idea of being morally superior to everyone. America is built on an idea that everybody can come here with nothing and become something. And some people in America realize that that idea is simply not the truth for a lot of Americans. It is for some, maybe, but it's not true for all. The conversations are now starting to be had, and I feel like that is going to help America grow exponentially more than anything else ever, simply because you don't get better by avoiding the truth. The only way you get better is to admit the truth and then make yourself better from the truth. Saying that I'm not hurting anyone while you have your knee on somebody's neck, choking them to death, that what you're saying is completely irrelevant. You know, what you're doing matters. So I feel like this new movement of ours, even with people storming the Capitol, I don't feel like it was a good thing to do, but it let us know where we are. It let us know that we aren't this pillar of this beacon of light and hope out in the middle of nowhere that everybody should look upon. It let us know that we have problems that we need to resolve. And the only way we can resolve them is to admit that we have them and then go ahead and talk about it to make that change. This whole Civil War thing, to me, that's nonsense, because whomever the military side with, they're going to win the Civil War, period. Nobody has tanks and F-16s and C-130s and all this except the military. So if you have a gun, and I have several, if you have a gun and you're going up against a tank, you'll lose 10 times out of 10. Just being real.
Yeah, and that's just saying this right here, man. Look, it doesn't have to be a civil war. It doesn't have to be a war, period. If you just take time to sit back and just be a human being, a decent, morally sound individual, you won't have to worry about this right here. I know that we can't blame every white person for slavery. You know, there were black slave owners, there are a lot of white people who aren't racist, and we get it. But if you know someone that is racist, you know, distance yourself from that nonsense. Don't be afraid to sit down and have a talk with a person that's melanated. I don't even want to call myself black, because I've seen black in a crayon in a box, and that's not me. My pants are black. As you can tell, my pigment is nothing like my pants.
You close.
I hate it. Anyways.
Okay, check this out.
But
right?
I just want to say that to, sit down and have a conversation with your melanated brothers and sisters and understand where we are coming from, understand what we have actually been through, the mental anguish that we suffer through, seeing and wanting things that we're unable to be able to grasp because, it's just dangled in front of you like it's obtainable, then it's snatched away again.
The whole thing with black and white, and so, see, people are black because our culture was stolen from us. We can't identify. We can't tell you that we're from Nigeria, that we're from the Caribbean, that we're from Jamaica. We're black because our culture, our origin was stolen from us. But people who are white, or quote unquote white, you can go back on your culture. You can say, well, I originated in Germany, Ireland, wherever. And to me, that's why to say you're white, I don't really understand that. I don't understand that because you have an origin, you have a culture that you know your origin. The reason I'm black is because although I try to trace my lineage back, and I say that I'm from Miracle Africa up in North Africa, and I'm a Moor, I can't necessarily prove that 100. I can't, prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt. But black encompasses who I am because that is the title I was given when I was brought to America, or when my ancestors were brought to America. So for other groups to say that you are, and then use a singular word without that word being an origin or a culture, that makes no sense to me. And I'm not putting anybody down or saying anything is wrong with anybody, but I just don't understand how white has any kind of cultural reference. Because if you're Irish, you're white. If you're European, you're white. If you're Russian, you're white. If you're German, you're white.
I've never seen a black Russian besides the drink. If I find one, I'm caging it. I'm caging it because that's rare.
We're going to get you help.
No,
I don't know if there are any, I can't imagine it not being, but I don't know. I met a girl from Finland this weekend on a set that I was shooting.
She was black?
No, she's white. But I asked her were there any black people in Finland, and she was like, yeah.
How many?
I'm sure she walked around counting them. 1, 2. Oh man, I gotta start over. The dude in the purple shirt moved. Let me start at 1, 2.
Yeah, because I never see too many black people in what do you call it, kilts.
You know, kilts aren't Finland, right?
I know they're Irish. So what I'm saying is, hey, listen, but we do have fun while we're sitting here talking nonsense and everything. But listen, man, it is time for the show to come to an end. So being that we have to part ways with you guys once again, but before we do that, right, we're going to go ahead and give shouts out to our loved ones. So I'm going to let Doc start it off.
I have to give a shout out to Mr. Kenneth Allen Moore Sr., my father, who's the author of My Sense of Responsibility. My mother, Regina Janice Schofield, the author of My Silly. I give her credit for that undoubtedly because, you know, she was the one who made me laugh all the time, and we still get on the phone and laugh till we're crying. My sister Valerie, my sister Brittany. I want to give a shout out to just, you know, my family because your guys keep me strong. I got to give a shout out to baby girl because anytime that I'm afraid or I need encouragement, you're the one who I call, and just hearing your voice soothes me. Just knowing that, you know, regardless of what I'm going through or how I'm thinking, that I have you in my corner, and I can't really express how much I appreciate you for that. It's just who you are that comforts me and make me feel like that regardless of what's happening, that I'll be able to overcome. I want to give a shout out to my military brother and sister, and I'm hoping that this nonsense doesn't put you in harm's way, because I know that you'll be called upon if there's nonsense. And I don't think that anybody's life needs to be risked over nonsense, over somebody's imagination. There's an imaginary creature coming out, so now my brethren has to die. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. So I'm hoping we find some peaceful resolution to this.
And me, myself, man, listen, I just want to take the time to shout out each and every one of you for tuning in. For those of you who are faithfully tuned in every Sunday, we thank you guys, and we try to give you the best quality show. Yeah, we kick it up here, and we laugh, and we joke, and sometimes we get off topic, but the goal is nonetheless, is to promote unity, and we talk about struggles in the black community. With that being said, you know, make sure that there's peace around you, your family, your loved ones, your ladies.
Run it back to me before you finish. Run it back to me when you finish.
Yeah, I got you. So you want to do that right there, man. I want to give a shout out to my lady. Thank you, Queen, for everything that you do, for putting up with my crazy ass. Cause yeah, you know, and you know, everything isn't always going to be perfect, but we are for one another, and that's what it is. You feel me? So thank you for that. I want to give a shout out to my kids, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Maya. I want to give a shout out to Taj. I want to give a shout out to Serenity. You know, Daddy loves you. Carmen, Caleb, y'all my hearts too, so there it is. But I want to leave y'all with this right here. I used to write quotes a lot, you know what I'm saying? So I want to give you this quote right here. And it says, "We plant our roots in the foundation that is God. And just like that mighty oak, we branch out. However, you know what I'm saying? You branch out in life, but however, just like that oak, every season is not your season. There will be a winter. You just got to hold on until spring. In other words, your time is coming. So y'all just hold on. It ain't perfect, probably never will be, but you're going to have a season where you flower, and it's going to be beautiful, I promise you."
I was going back to our preamble says that we're trying to form a more perfect union. So we don't have perfection, and we may never get perfection. However, we need to be honest. As long as we're honest and get the conversation out, then we can get as close to perfection as possible. Thank you for watching Talk Show Kings.
Oh, shout out to the other kings, man. We held it down for y'all. Y'all better bring y'all behind back. Sick of this. Listen, we are live. The Talk Show Kings are back, man. Y'all didn't know before. You're going to learn today.
The thing about coronavirus is it doesn't care if you're black or white.
It doesn't.
It does not care if you're rich or poor. It does not exclude if you're a Republican or a Democrat.
I'm taking it as in it becoming a hostile environment.
I couldn't even go to the restroom. I would crawl to the restroom and hold the walls to not fall off of the restroom. I couldn't stand up to get in my bed because I seriously thought I was dying.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.